Hi, it's Grandma Joan back again. I'm now 79 and still living. So I have a couple more jokes to tell. And the first one is, this wife goes into town to shop and she buys a pair of crotchless panties. So she comes home and puts them on and sleeps on the couch. So her husband comes home and he gives a quick glance at her, and then he goes upstairs, he comes back down, he glances again, he goes out in the kitchen and gets a beer and comes in and sits down. She said, "What the hell's the matter with you?" She said, "I bought these crotchless panties for you and you won't even look at me." He said, "Oh, thank God." He said, "I thought it was the stuffing coming out of the couch." All right. Anyway, Ma and Pa lived on a farm. Ma says, "Pa, you go out there and fix that outhouse." Pa says, "There's nothing wrong with it." She said, "Yes, there is. You go out and fix it." So he goes out to the outhouse and he's looking around. He says, "Ma, there's nothing wrong with this outhouse." She said, "Put your head down the hole." So he puts his head down the hole. "Ma, there's nothing wrong down here." She said, "Take your head out." So he goes to take his head out and he says, "Ouch." He says, "Ma, my beard got caught in the cracks." She says, "Hurts, doesn't it?" This father goes by his daughter's bedroom and she's sitting on the bed with this big dildo. He says, "What are you doing?" She says, "Well, Dad, you know, I'm a great big fat ugly girl with glasses, and you know, this will be the closest thing I ever have to a husband." So the next day the father's sitting at the table having a beer and the dildo's sitting on the table. So his wife comes home and she said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm just having a beer with my future son-in-law." I don't know if I told this other one before or not. If I did. This guy always wanted a parrot, so he goes out and buys a parrot and brings it home. All she would say is, "Hi, my name is Mary, I'm a prostitute." A couple of days later, a priest comes to visit. And he's looking at the bird and she says, "Hi, my name is Mary, I'm a prostitute." The priest says, "Can't you teach that bird to say anything else?" He says, "No, I've tried and tried." The priest says, "I have 2 birds at home. They're so smart, I taught them to say their prayers every day." He says, "I'll take your bird home." He says, "I'll bring her back in a week and she'll be talking a blue streak." So he takes Mary home, he puts her in the cage with the other 2. So she's looking them up and down. She says, "Hi, my name is Mary, I'm a prostitute." The 2 birds looked at each other and they said, "Oh, thank God our prayers have been answered." This last one's just a cute one, eh? Okay, these 2 brothers come out to play and the kids wouldn't play with them. So the little brother says, "I know why they won't play with us. That's because we're not baptized. We better go find a church." So they go walking down the street, and the first church they come to, in they go. And there's a man standing there. So the boy says, Sir, would you baptize us?" He said, "Yes, I'll baptize you." But he was only the janitor. So he takes them into the toilet, turns them upside down, puts the top of their head in the toilet bowl water. He says, "There, you're baptized." And oh, they were so happy. So walking down the street, the little brother says, "What are we? Are we Catholics?" The other brother, "No, we're not Catholics." He says, "By the smell of that toilet bowl water, I say we're Presbyterians." So I don't know, there's another cute little one. I got time?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a cute one too. These 2 little brothers are upstairs talking. One is 6 and one is 4. The 6-year-old says, "You know, I think we can we're old enough to say a cuss word now. When we go down for breakfast, you say something with ass and I'll say something with hell." So down they go and the mother says to the 6-year-old, "What are you having for breakfast?" "Oh, hell, Mom, I'll just have some Cheerios." Anyway, she paddled his butt all the way up to his bedroom. She comes back down and the little 4-year-old's crying. So she says in a stern voice, "And what are you having for breakfast?" He says, "You can bet your fat ass it won't be Cheerios." Well, that's all for now. See you next year. More jokes.